Okay, morning, everyone. I'm Michelle, living in Ghana. I have been living here almost a year. Left the US and came. I'm not an American. I'm realizing that quite a few Ghanaians, a lot of those that I have met, tend to assume, first off, right off the bat, that I'm African American. It's like they don't think that it's possible that I'm not American. So I've had to walk around, not with a sign, but the minute I realize that they're thinking African American, I say no, I'm Jamaican. I am a teacher. I'm not retired. I feel retired, but I'm not retired. Um, but I'm not at retirement age. Somebody asked me something recently. Well, they made a comment about, you know, benefits that I could have. The assumption is I'm an American. My child is an American. There are no benefits I'm getting from the US except what I accumulated while I taught there, right? But anyway, I digress. There is a topic I want to touch on that I think is very concerning, and it's very much something that we have to be aware of in terms of how it can affect us, right? And I've been playing with exactly how to say it for some time recently. I had a couple experiences this week because this is the Friday of another week, and with my experiences with the generator being fixed, because I recently fixed it, after having it fixed again, I stopped to have a welder section that, you know, each time it vibrates, it seems it comes apart. They welded it already, it's being welded again. When the guy finished it, I said, that doesn't look really stable. He said, yes, it is, madam, whatever. Suffice it to say, when I got home and turned it on, I don't think it took an hour for it to fall apart again. So just as flimsy as it looked to me, it was. But anyway, the topic I want to talk about is the mindset they have about, and I'm not sure what to call it. It shows in the reaction of one of those shopkeepers that we buy stuff from. We buy from quite a number, but some more than others. But we have come to realize that when you buy from this person and then they observe you buying from someone else, they have an attitude about it, and you may think it's nothing concerning, and in that setting it's not, because there are so many persons you can buy from, so many persons selling the same thing. You don't have to buy it in a Cebu, you can buy it in a Brewer, you can buy it in Cape Costa, you can go quite a number of places to buy where nobody else is watching you or nobody is saying and getting jealous, because jealousy is a thing. And jealousy can be dangerous. We all know how jealousy can be dangerous. But how bad can it get? Right? You may say, can't be too bad. Because if they act jealous or they go on anyway before you're afraid they're doing anything, you move on and buy from somebody else and nobody will know. But a friend had an experience recently that shows the side, as far as I'm concerned, that can be very dangerous. It has to do with, and I'm trying to make it as short a story as possible. I have one mechanic who fixed her car. There are a number of issues with the car. They fixed it. The time I met the mechanic, I remember she was talking how good the mechanic was, how well he worked on her car and everything. Fast forward it to recently, she had some issues. I'm not clear whether it's mechanical versus electrical, and therefore she didn't reach out to the initial one. But the person did some work. I think it's because it was mechanical why she reached out to this other person. But they didn't fix it properly. They wanted to get somebody else involved, and she said no, bring the car. No, because she hadn't brought the car, she consulted the one that she used before, just to see if he possibly could fix the issue, or he knew somebody who could. And that is just me speculating that last part, if he knew somebody. But he came, and they had a conversation. That is him, one mechanic to another. We would not know what they say. That too is potentially dangerous, especially in a situation like this, because some of the times you disagree, and this is me now talking my experiences. Some of the times you disagree with how they do something. You're trying to get somebody else to do it, or understand that they didn't do so and so, and they have a conversation, and you don't know what one is telling the other, and it can end up being detrimental for you. Very serious thing. What happened when he brought the car to her? That's the first one that she talked about and extol his virtues and his skills. She drove the car after that, and the car fell apart, only to realize that this first mechanic, every single thing he did on her car previously that she congratulated him about, in front and behind him, he undid everything. He took parts off the car. He dismantled the car, basically. So she drove the car and it fell apart. Now, just imagine he did something that could cause an accident. I'm not going to elaborate anymore beyond that. Just imagine as well, me having workers here, they disappear. You want somebody to finish the work, and you call in somebody, and the person is not going to touch it because they're afraid of being killed via juju, obia, right? And this is serious. This is when I came here and I had a problem with the tiler first. I was told I had to bring him back. And this now is a man who threateningly demanded to be paid when he had not finished the work. He messed up the tiles for the bedroom, so much so that I ended up tiling this room with mismatched size tiles, like an artistic put together, abstract, right? This man came, started the bathroom, and those who watch the video know story. I'm not going to go through all of it. The fact was, he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do, but he wanted to be paid before the work was finished. He started the bedroom, not finished it. He was breaking up the tiles. I refused to buy additional tiles. He started the bathroom, didn't finish the bathroom, and then wanted me to pay him, not for the bedroom. That's what he assured me. For the bathroom. I said, but the bathroom is not finished either. And he threatened the person. No, the mason at the time happened to be the person who referred me to him. So he went to the mason, and it was only because there was another Ghanaian there who was interested in my daughter. He heard the conversation. So he heard when the man threatened that the mason had to give him money. So the mason gave him money, which I think also is a problem. It enables and it enables them and enables the behavior. But he gave him money. And this man now, the mason was the person who encouraged me to pay him even more than for the partial finishing of the work. So now he comes and he wants me to pay him the balance in a bathroom. Now, when I said this to somebody who would know who I could contact to finish, he was saying I have to call back the tiler, because I told the tiler not to come back. His assistant was, scoping out my house, scoping out what, and even now with my jewelry missing, I'm not sure they are not the ones who took my jewelry and the phone that we missed. But I told them not to come back, and I was told that they have to finish the work. So my story is there and how I finished the bathroom and the bedroom tiling. But there's a larger problem here. The idea that a workman can come to your house, do any madness, any destruction, and you still have to call him back to finish your work. The non-work, because he's not doing the work properly. This is somebody who comes to your house, does something destructive, whether he is not skilled enough but said he was, whether he is skilled but he takes your work, because that potentially is an issue too. They take your work, then they take another person, then they take another person. So they do their work, your work, the work on your house at their convenience, and you can't dismiss them. They have to come back. They messed up my window. Well, the good thing is my window worked out. Although right now I'm waiting on a person to come back to replace a window that broke while he was here. And it's been over a month. And each time I call, he says he's coming back, but he has not. So potentially, any worker can come here. And in fact, I had an electrical look over the electrical work that is done here so far. And when I said I have not seen the electrician for weeks now, since he said he was coming back to finish, I told him I wanted to just assess that things were correctly being done, the things done were correctly done, and potentially if he doesn't turn up, I may have to move on to somebody else. I told him I hadn't heard from him, I don't know what is happening, whatever. He said I have to keep trying, because unless that person tells me that I should make somebody else finish it, he could end up dying because they would work juju on him. The electrician reached out eventually, but I'm saying potentially these things become a problem for us diasporans who come here and we're fixing our house, we're employing these persons. And listen to me, it doesn't matter whether they are licensed or not, because the licensed ones, they know how to mess you up so that nobody else can touch your work. The unlicensed one may not be able to do it in a way that anybody can fix it, but they are just as bad or worse, right? So do I call it jealousy? I'm not sure what to call it. I just thought it is something very serious, potentially damaging to your place, damaging to you, the person. This mindset, this jealousy, I guess it's the same thing that makes them, because if you come here and start a business, potentially that could be dangerous too. If you start a business that they feel could potentially or adversely affect their business, chances are you don't know what they'll do to your business. And this no is not me saying Ghana is a terrible place to be. It's not me saying all Ghanaians are jealous. You have to be careful of all of them. It's me just sharing that experience and telling you that potentially if you employ the wrong person, and the wrong person here is not licensed or unlicensed, it's just someone with the mindset that could potentially be dangerous for you. So that is another thing you have to think about when you come here and you're employing persons to look after your place or work on your place, whatever it is. The potential that, and please note that this is in line with them coming here, not here, but coming to your place and scoping it out and passing information to their friends to come and rob you, just the same. It's just being aware. That's all I'm trying to say. Be aware of these potentially harming situations. I don't know how to tell anybody to navigate. Personally, I'm juju exists. phobia exists, I don't believe it can harm me. And that is because the Most High says, unless you yourself dabble or get caught up in it, you know, then you're opening yourself. It's just you opening yourself to something that potentially can be harming. You inviting somebody in your home that could potentially harm you. It's the same thing as far as I'm concerned. There are many persons out there who believe in juju or believe in the existence of it, who are afraid of it, even if they don't themselves go and seek the advice of these persons or go there to get these persons to harm somebody else. They believe that it exists and they are afraid of it. So how you deal with these situations can determine the outcome of your house, the outcome of your shopping experience, all of those things. So I just thought it was something that rested on my mind. Had an experience with even my getting wood for the house. Kind of some lose 300 yesterday because of the same thing, and the fact that they use these mediocre quality wood and they want to sell it to you, and it's like you're to keep it. And if you get upset about it's like you're not to get upset about those things, you know, because they get upset because you're upset, but you have the right to be upset because it's your money you're spending. But they act as if that you are at fault for getting upset because maybe you should accept it. I don't know, but I have a problem. And because I have a problem with that kind of mindset, I figure it's something that I should say to you guys. You know, not gonna stretch this out anymore. Still haven't finished washing. I want to finish washing. Well, rinsing. I'm doing the rinsing, and then I need to dig up some cassava to see if I can get some. So I just thought I'd share that this morning. Michelle again in Ghana. I'll see you guys in another video. And can I say, guys, I love meeting the persons who I interact with on YouTube. I met somebody yesterday, Donovan. Thank you for tuning in, and it was great meeting you. Hoping to meet you again in the future and your family, because I hear you're coming. But it was nice meeting you. Met a couple other persons that way too, but I'm saying it's really nice to see those persons, you know, face to face, talk to them literally instead of online. But I'll see you guys in another video. I have work to do, so I'll see you later.